We teach girls to shrink themselves, to make themselves smaller. We say to girls, you can have ambition, but not too much. You should aim to be successful, but not too successful. Otherwise, you will threaten the man. Because I am female, I'm expected to aspire to marriage. I'm expected to make my life choices, always keeping in mind that marriage is the most important. Now, marriage can be a good thing. It can be a source of joy and love and mutual support. But why do we teach girls to aspire to marriage and we don't teach boys the same? We raise girls to see each other as competitors, not for jobs or for accomplishments, which I think can be a good thing, but for the attention of men. We teach girls that they cannot be sexual beings in the way that boys are. Feminist, a person who believes in the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes.
Women are just better. We're better in so many ways. They're like, if reincarnation is a thing, if reincarnation exists, and you ask me, what do you want to come back as in the next life? I will tell you a woman. I want to be a woman. I want to be a woman in every single lifetime. I love being a girl. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. Before I get into it, hi guys, welcome and welcome back to the channel of the girl who yaps, amongst other things, which I'm gonna start doing more other things, but like, for today's video, we're gonna be yapping, okay? About why being a woman is just better, guys. Like, it's just so much better. And I know what you're gonna think. I know what you're gonna say. I'd be like, oh, no, but Furley, the misogyny exists and we live in a patriarchal society. Period cramps, childbirth, menopause. Not right now, not right now. I wanna focus on the positives, the things I love about being a woman, okay? And as you can tell today for this video, I had to like wear my trusty favorite color, which is pink. Pink. Here's why I think it's just like literally amazing. It's literally the best thing ever to be a woman, okay? I'm gonna start off with the superficial stuff first, okay? Just because we gotta get that out of the way, and because I want to fangirl about the superficial stuff that I love about being a woman, okay? One, all things feminine, makeup, Barbie dolls and brats, dresses. Oh God, I love a dress. I love a dress. I love dresses. I love skirts. I love all of these things. And these things are not things that only women do, but they are very tailored towards women, and it's kind of like what I love about growing up as a girl, you know what I mean? And like even like, you know, like when you were growing up, like you would even have like those little toy sets that were like the play makeup, you know what I mean? Like with the little lip glosses. Ah! If you gave me an unlimited credit card, you sent me to Sephora, you said go, just do what your heart's desire, be free, get whatever you want.
Let's go, go, go.
But I'm going bananas. I'm going bananas, okay? Oh God, every perfume that I've ever thought of getting, like all the Kylie perfumes, okay? I'm getting the Burberry, the YSL, oh, I'm getting everything. The store will be absolutely empty by the time I'm done with it. I will be gone. They'll come back and be like, where did the merchandise go? It's all at home with me, okay? And all these different things, they're just like obviously like very girly girl things. Like not all girls are like girly girls. Like some girls are more of the girls who don't like makeup that much, or who don't like pink, or do whatever. Tomboys, or just, they just have like different vibes or whatever. But that's another thing that I love about being a girl, was the freedom we had to express ourselves or try out different things and, you know, still be considered a girl, you know what I mean? Like if I'm a girl like I am right now, who's like super hyper feminine, and I just like love wearing the color pink, and I love like, you know, makeup, and I love boy bands, and I love going into Miniso and buying all the little stuffed animals or whatever. Like that's one thing, like I can have that, right? Like I was able to be that, like to have the Justin Bieber obsession. But there are other girls who are the out girls, who are the anime girls who are also girly, like, you know what I mean? Like we had so much freedom growing up to express what we want, especially in comparison to boys. Like if I as a girl was like, oh, I like sports, or I like to do this thing, no one was going to jump down my neck and be like, oh, that's a boy thing, stop. You know what I mean? It was never like a thing. Like it was like, okay, like you can like sports, or you can like this, you can honestly like whatever you want. And like there was so much more freedom to express ourselves and to just kind of do things without like just like all like this like nitpicking of just being like, do this and you're gay, if you act like this and you're gay, if you wear that you're gay, like all of these different things, which honestly, every time I think about like how boys were raised, I'm like, that just sounds exhausting. Like I'm like literally you like, so like any little, what do you mean you can't pick up a banana? You can't just like walk a certain way without people immediately having assumptions that there's like this whole thing. And like now, because I think that you're gay, and now I know that I should treat you worse. And it's like, bro, what? Like it's like all of that. It's like, ugh, like I mean, that's a whole lot that a lot of us girls did not have to face. Granted, as women, we did have our own traumas. We had different things, but we're not talking about that today. That's not what this video is about. This video is about all the things that I love about being a woman. I'm not gonna talk about no, not right now. Right now, I'm talking about the things I adore. Speaking of like expression and stuff like that, you know how like the color pink was always like this thing that's like, oh, like as a woman, like girly girls, like they like pink, right? And I remember there was like a point in time where, of course, because of misogyny, especially if you look at like the late 90s, like early 2000s or whatever, there was like this thing that was constantly being pushed at like if you are a girl who is into makeup or like does really like pink, just like you're just super girly or whatever, you're more likely to be vain, to be vapid. You're like not someone that people should pay attention to or whatever, and more than likely you're going to be mean or whatever. Like you look at like Mean Girls, 10 Things I Hate About You, and there was this constant demonizing of the girly girl.
See, there's a difference between like and love, because I like my Skechers, but I love my Prada backpack.
But I love my Skechers.
That's because you don't have a Prada backpack.
Oh. Especially if you were a woman who wanted to be taken seriously, you had to be a girl who was like down with the boys. You know, you liked sports, you know what I mean? Like yeah, I'm a girl, but I don't do all that girly stuff. Like I don't do my nails or my hair or anything. Like I skateboard with the guys. All of my friends are guys because girls are too much drama. You know what I mean? Like, there was a constant pushing of that way of thinking that made even like some girls, you know, made some girls be like, okay, well, I don't like pink. Like I don't like pink. I'm not that girly. All of this
Okay. Are you kidding? That's unfair. She made those. I need to calm down. Everything's fine.
Amanda.
I'm an adult.
For a lot of girls, it was very shameful to say that you like these things that were very girly. And it doesn't just stand for just colors. Like I feel like if you look at how people act with Taylor Swift fans or with like K-pop fans or Justin Bieber back in the day, you know what I mean? There was like this constant thing that like, if there is anything that a lot of women like, that is inferior. That is disgusting. If you want to be a cool girl, you have to be someone who's like above those things. Like, you got to be that girl who's like, I don't care about Justin Bieber. I don't care about Taylor Swift. I don't care about any of that. Like, I'm a cool girl. I'm different. I don't like what those other girls like. There was like this constant demonization of these things. And even like for me, as someone who was like all three, as someone who was a believer, and I wouldn't call myself like a Swiftie, but I was like a huge fan of Taylor Swift. And I also like, I love K-pop. I do. As someone who was that person, I do like Justin Bieber. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of like, oh yeah, I give K-pop, like, because you're like trying to like be like, yeah, like, no, but I'm normal, like I promise, like, but it's fine, like I promise, you know. But especially as a K-pop fan, like believer, whatever, I realize how ridiculous it is, because it's just like, if you look at how men view sports, you know, and like, you know, certain like sports celebrities and stuff like that, it's very similar to how we view K-pop or reality TV show stars or Taylor Swift, like One Direction. It's very similar to how we are with that. I want to know when the next game is. I want to wear the merch every Sunday night. They're watching the game, you know what I mean? Like it's like they're wearing the colors, they're pinning their faces. It's so similar. It's so similar to how us girls are with these other things that we're obsessed with makeup, with all these different things. And it's just the fact that these things are girly things. That's why people like look down at them so much. Like the amount of hatred Justin Bieber had when I was a kid, like the amount of people that just hated him for breathing. Whenever so many teenage girls, so many young girls, so many women like one specific thing, it's always something that is seen as something that's like, it's always like demonized. It's always like put down, like, oh, it's so juvenile, it's so stupid or whatever, right? And I just love it when women grow out of that stage of judging themselves for liking things that are seen as girly. It's because like, it's like, why should you be ashamed? Like, you like it, you know what I mean? It makes you happy. You've made friends to it. Like, I love Stray Kids. I've literally made friends with a girl based off of both of our love for Stray Kids. When I was in middle school, high school, I was making friends with other girls after us knowing that we really liked Justin Bieber. Like, it's similar to like a guy being like, yeah, the Mets or the Heat or the Dolphins, I don't know sports games, but anything, like, you know what I mean? Like, we just have this thing, and I just love it when girls like grow out of it. And I think that's also what I love so much about the Barbie movie coming out, because it was like this celebration of girlhood with like so many women just like being like, you know what, hell yeah, I do love pink. Yeah, I do like being girly. Like, no, it's not juvenile to still like look back at the days that I used to love playing with my Barbies or my Bratz dolls or whatever. Hell yeah, with the Bratz dolls. Black girls, Latinas, yeah, the Bratz dolls, you know. Anyway, but it's not juvenile for me to like the things that I like, because these things are woman things, and you just have these girls. Like, I literally remember I watched Barbie in the theaters like twice. Everyone was wearing pink, and like every time you saw a girl in pink, you were like, oh my god, hi Barbie. Like, it was so like, I loved it so much. And I remember like the second time I went with my niece, and like she was like wearing pink, and like I'm wearing pink, and like, you know, we're walking by other women, and like they're looking at her, and they're like, hi Barbie. She's like, hi, and I'm like, yeah, girl, you're Barbie, like, that's what it is. I mean, wear that like a badge of honor. Wear it with pride. Barbie queen. I just love how women were embracing their girliness, their femininity, that like the pink and everything, and it wasn't like shameful. It was like, it was something to like celebrate, and it was like beautiful, and I just loved just falling more and more in love with my favorite color, pink. Can I just say, it was so funny. I remember like being a kid, and I think because I was trying to like be cool, you know, I would be like, no, I don't know what my favorite color is. I don't really have a favorite color, like whatever, because I was trying to like be a cool girl. I tried, guys. I really tried to make purple my favorite color. It just wasn't hitting. It wasn't doing it for me. Like, do I look like BTS to you? Do I look like Justin Bieber? No, first of all, I'm black and a woman. Anyway, purple was just not my thing. Purple was not my thing. I tried, and I was trying so hard to like pretend that I didn't like pink, but it's in my soul, y'all. I literally pick out pink everything. Whenever I would buy like a little purse or whatever, any little snacks, anything that was pink, I was always buying it. So I'm like, why do I keep trying to convince myself that I'm not a girly girl? You are, and it's okay. You don't have to be ashamed of it. It's fantastic. You're a girly girl, and that's beautiful. And even if you're not a girly girl, that's also beautiful. I just love women just expressing themselves and feeling free to do that. I'm like, hell yeah. Whatever color it is you love to wear, if it's black, if it's turquoise, okay? If you just have different ideas, different whatever. I just love us having the freedom to just be that expressive. Like even with makeup, like I love like this makeup look I did today is just like so basic. It's so just like, you know, everyday makeup, whatever the hell. But like when I say I love me a cut crease, I love a cut crease. I love a halo eye. Okay. I love like the neon, like putting like neon liner and stuff. Like, white liner, like using like white liner. Like, you know how like Thames, like the way she does her makeup. Eats. I love it. I love expression. I love expression. Also, speaking of the Barbie movie, what I loved about it was not just like connecting to being a girl. It really helped me to like kind of suss out what guys I kind of like don't like. I don't know if you guys were online when the Barbie movie came out, but the amount of guys who are just like, oh, the Barbie movie is so like, it's not masculine and we just hate it. It's just so like, as a man, I hate it because as a man, it's pink and it was so like a whole thing, and it's like, okay buddy, like relax, calm down. And so I remember like I met this one guy once, and like, you know, like we like, you know, we're talking like, but it's like a real life person, like not like internet guy, whatever. And he was talking about how like, yeah, like I watched the Barbie movie, and he was like, yeah, it was funny, like Ryan Reynolds like hilarious, like it was like funny, whatever, right? And I remember like hearing that, and especially after seeing so many guys be so like butthurt about just the existence of a girly movie, and I was just immediately just like, please can I hop on it? Like no, please, please, just real quick, like just give me a chance. It's so stupid how low I'll let the bar be sometimes, because like some guys will be like so insane, so you'll just like meet a guy who's just like normal. Like he's not even like oh, I'm at the women's march because I'm just like, I'm a feminist like you. Like he's not even doing all that. It's just he's just being normal. He's just like, oh yeah, it was funny. And I'm like, noted. Like bitch, relax. And also one of the things I just absolutely adore about being a girl is how emotional we are. Like I love, like people always like try to make that seem like it's like a bad thing. Like it's like, oh, like we should be ashamed of the fact that we're so emotional. Like, but what I love about being emotional and being vulnerable is I feel like it allows you to have the full human experience. As kids, like growing up, like we would cry if we got hurt emotionally, if we got physically, and like people like let us do that. Like for a lot of us, like some of us had different types of parents or whatever, but I feel like for a lot of us as women, like if it wasn't your parents, like people at school, like they let you just emote. Like it was like we were allowed to emote, and I feel like that played such a huge part in the reason why women mature so much faster than men as well. It's just like we're allowed to emote. We were allowed to emote, and we were allowed to feel, and we were allowed to just be vulnerable.
And I feel like this also makes me remember this one song by Kendrick Lamar called Father Time that was on his Mr. Morale album. And he's literally talking about the fact that he basically really, really needs therapy because he's having all these self-destructive tendencies. He kind of brings it back to the fact that when he was a young boy, he was taught that you are a man. Like you are not supposed to be sad. Like if someone in your family dies, oh well, you dust it off, you go about life, you don't sit there, you don't cry, you don't feel that, you just keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And he basically is like now at a place in his life where he has very self-destructive ways of dealing with pain and with trauma. And a big part of that, I think, especially for young boys, especially for him, because he was not just a young boy, he was a young black boy, and a young black boy living in Compton. You know what I mean? He wasn't allowed to really just to feel. He wasn't allowed to do things because his dad and probably a lot of boys and men around him were telling him, you're a boy, you're a man, all that feeling, all that crying, all that whatever, that's women crap. Like you don't do that. You just tough it out and you just keep going. And you know what I mean? And like boys were like, a lot of boys were taught that. And I'm like, yeah, like that's why so many of them will try to medicate and heal themselves in a lot of like really terrible ways that probably hurt them more. So,
and that's what I love so much about like women, and I love like our friendships and stuff, and I love how like deep and personal our friendships are. Like I love how like our friends will know so much about us, and I love as women how we show up for our friends. I love how we're there for our friends. We expect our friends to also be there for us, and it's just like there's expectation of some kind of softness, some kind of care. Like sometimes I hear guys talk about their friendships, and I'm just kind of like, they'll be like, oh, I don't even know my friend's birthday, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, because us guys, like, we're cool. Like, we don't care about all that emotional shit. Like, whatever. And I'm like, yeah. That does not sound like, I'm sorry. No, that sounds so lame. I'm sorry. Like, no, I like the fact that as women, we are in each other's skin. Like, we are there for each other. Like I love how we're so emotionally intertwined, and we'll be so vulnerable, and we can just like, as a woman, you can literally just like talk to other women about anything. Like I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a deep conversation girly. Like I honestly cannot make friends or like be super close to anyone if I can't talk to them deeply about anything, right? So my girlfriends and I, we will go into the psychology of why we think the way that we think, and like, oh my gosh, like the way that we were raised, and like how that affects the way that we move right now, you know. And this is why I'm hurting myself in these behaviors, and my friends will be like, yes, and I feel like I'm hurting myself in these ways too. And then you'll be like, okay, well then we'll work with each other. So like when you do this one thing, it's because of that trauma that you had from your childhood. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to do that anymore. You know, if you need anything, call me, cry to me. Like it's okay. Like I'm there for you, you know. And I love that as women we have that. Like, and I love that as women it's so normal for us to have that. Like there are guys who will literally seek out girls to be vulnerable because they can't do it with other guys. Like, they have to like come to us to like do that, because for us it's just so natural. It's just so normal to just be like, like just like, you know, just share, you know. And then the more you talk about emotions, the more you process them, the easier it is to like go through things and to heal from things and to just become stronger as a person, as an adult, you know what I mean? Like it just becomes easier to do that the more you allow yourself to be vulnerable with people, the more you allow yourself to be open, you know. And as women, our friendships tend to be so much more open. They tend to be so much more like I said, I'm in your skin. Like the way your girlfriends will see you acting a little bit different. They'll see your face change a little bit and all of a sudden be like, what's going on? What's up? No, I'm ready. No, I'm gonna put everything aside. What's going on? Like I don't even care about what's going on. Like what? No, me, you. What's up? What's up? And it's so crazy how some guys try to make this thing like this, like the way that we're emotional as like this weakness, but it's like being vulnerable with people helps you to go closer to them. It helps you to form deeper bonds with these people, and you could be there for those people. As a woman, even if I were never to get married, if I were never to have a husband, if I was never to just be that whatever, I know that I would still have community. I would still have people who care about me and who are there for me because of that vulnerability. I think there was like this person who was like a funeral director, like people who like work in like funerals and stuff like that, like whatever. And they were talking about how like whenever there's like funerals that they make for like women, there's always so many more people as opposed to men who will have like sometimes like no one, sometimes just like one person. I think a huge part of that is like the male fear of just being emotional and being vulnerable with people. Whereas like us girls, we're like encouraged to be that way. And so when we do that, it helps us to form the bonds. So even when we're dead, even when we're gone, we still have people showing up for us. Like how many of us have like families where like there's like a mom or like an aunt or like a grandma who's the one who's always bringing the family together, you know what I mean? Like it's rarely ever an uncle or a granddad. It's always like a woman who's just like always like putting all these things together and bringing everybody together. We're so much more emotional, we're so much more connected, and I think that allows for us to really like have people who are there for us. And you know, I've even seen like people like will make fun of girls. There'll be like girls who will cut off a friend because they didn't show up for them on their birthday or didn't show up for them for like an important event, and guys will be like, look at these silly female friendships and how like how they'll break up over these little things. It's like, well yeah, because as a woman, our friendships, there's so much more expected. You can't just, oh, we're just gonna be here to watch some shows together sometimes, or like kick it and just like drink some wine. It's like, I'm expecting you to be there for me, and I'm going to be there for you. I'm expecting you to be there for me, like especially in my important moments, and I'm going to be there for you during your important moments. I'm expecting you to show me that I'm important in your life.
Like I knew of this guy one time who was having an engagement party, guys. Engagement, okay? Engagement. I mean, that means I found the person of my dreams and I'm going to marry them and I'm going to live forever with this person, whatever, like that kind of party, right? And he invited all of his close guy friends, and it was like multiple guys. It was multiple people. And the vast majority of these group of people who are, I was assuming, expected to love and care about him did not show up. And that to me was like insane. I'm like, what? For your that's crazy, you know? And there's no like, oh hey, I couldn't make it or whatever. It's just like, I'm not gonna show up. And then for him, he's just kind of like, well yeah, you know, like that's just what it is. And then so many people will like brush it off as just kind of just like, oh yeah, well that's just kind of how guys like operate and whatever. And I hear that and I'm like, yo, that sounds so sad. I'm sorry. That sounds so terrible. Like I'm very, very, very glad that as women, we don't do that. I'm very glad that as women, like when we don't show up for each other, we hold each other accountable for that. Because it's like, if you're going to love me, bitch, love me. Okay. Like you're not about to do this. You know what I mean? You're not about to not be there for me during important moments. You have to care about me and you have to love me. And I expect you to be there for me the same way I'm going to be there for you. You know, like I don't know, man. I wouldn't wish a male friendship on my worst female enemy, honestly. I'm so sorry. That's a huge part of a lot of women friendships that guys just don't get. Like they're just like, I don't know what that is. Like that's so weird, but I prefer it. I even remember hearing like there was like a trans man
that I was seeing, like, I was like making a video on TikTok about his difference, the difference between his experience when he was, you know, more like femme presenting, he looked more like a woman and like everyone just saw him as a girl, versus now when he looks more man-like and it's so much more obvious that he's like a man. And he was talking about how hard it is to make connections with people and how it's just like, as a girl, it was so easy to just like make connections with like anyone and people would just be there for you. Like he got to hug his friends, he got to be so emotionally taken care of, you know. And I think it's like, it's one of those things. I think like also as a straight person, I've always assumed that like maybe someone, if they're queer, like if there's like a queer man, I always thought that like, well, maybe because of the fact that they're queer, like maybe they've also allowed themselves to express themselves as well. And so not only are they free because they're presenting themselves as who they are, not only are they free because they finally get to be with whatever partner they want to be with, I thought there would still be that freedom to express yourself and to just do that. But like, queer men are still men. Like they were still raised the same way straight men were. You were still raised with this, like, you need to be hard, you need to be this, and you need to do that, and you can't be too open, you can't be too vocal, you can only be happy. If you're sad, swallow it. If you feel weak, swallow it. Don't tell anybody, just suffer in silence and go. And they were taught the same thing. So even someone being queer, like, there's still not that freedom sometimes. And I feel like, you know, even though we face so much from society as women, you know, these are some of the things that I find so vital, so beautiful, so everything. Like, I remember when I was younger, you know, and I didn't grow up like wealthy. I didn't grow up like with a lot of money. And I remember like I would always look at people who had like a lot of money, and I would look at them and I would think that, you know, the second I got money, the second I got power, the second I got to like where they are, all of my problems would disappear. Like I would be happy, I would be good, you know, I would be fine. But then you hear of people who are wealthy, you see that wealth alone is not what fulfills a person. Power alone is not what fulfills a person. If a person doesn't have community, if a person doesn't have so many other things, like they're not going to feel fulfilled, you know what I mean? And so that's why I'm just like, yes, like being a man, like if I were a man or whatever, it's like, would people believe me more if I said something happened to me? Yeah. Would I get paid more for certain jobs? Yeah. Would like a lot of these things, like, yeah, that's true. And so I would have that power. I would have this power over women. I would be able to do these things or whatever. But I'm like, would it be worth not having all of the things that us women get to have? Like, okay, one of the things I love about us women is how nice we are to ourselves and to other women. Like how like uplifting we are and how it's like such a normal thing. Like I remember there was like a point where like, you know, like whenever like you go in like a girl's comment section, like a girl posts something and it's just a bunch of women just hyping her up and like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, you're so fine, you're gorgeous, da 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 da. Like we do that so much for each other. We're so determined to lift each other up. And I feel like a lot of us because of like the pressures that we faced growing up, you know, like these expectations for us, for our bodies to look a certain way, for us to have a certain amount of children or for her, whatever. We were faced with so many of these expectations of how beautiful we're supposed to be and how our body's supposed to look and all these different things, how we were just faced with so much of that we sometimes hurt ourselves in order to achieve what society deems as a good woman, a beautiful woman or whatever, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to like, you know, trigger warning, EDs, or like, you know, I love makeup, but there are people who don't like makeup, but we're like would put it on in order to be accepted, in order to be seen as beautiful. We would constantly call ourselves ugly and like look at ourselves and just like see all the bad in ourselves. And I think that a lot of us, like when we grew up and we grew from that, to see another woman put herself down is like absolutely not
on my watch. Not on my watch.
You are beautiful. You are fantastic. You are amazing. You are worthy. You are lovely. Like there is so much of this outpouring of love from one woman to another. Like that, it's so fantastic. I love it so much. Like I swear, every time I see someone like come on and they're just kind of like, oh yeah, like I don't know, like I just wish I was like prettier or whatever. Da, da, da. It's a bunch of women being like, you are so freaking beautiful. You are so fantastic. Like, we'll always be like hyping each other up. Like, bitch, oh my God, the way I will be in my homegirls comment section, like bark, 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 bark. Like what's the square root of 64? Like, the way like, I think there's one time she's like, I will pre-salt burn, please give me peace. Pre-salt burn. I was like, I will literally drink your bathwater. It's like the way we'll literally be doing so much to like hype each other up and to make each other feel beautiful and fantastic, whether you know the woman or not. God, I love it. I love it so much. There'll be guys who will like make fun of that too. They'll make fun of anything. They'll make fun of anything we do. They'll make fun of like, I think remember there was like a trend where it was like, oh, make my comment section look like a girl's comment section, and it was guys being nice to each other, and they were like, oh my God, haha, this is so lame. Well, maybe this is also why there's not a female loneliness epidemic. Oh, sorry. But I'm just saying, like so many of us are so uplifting to each other, and we refuse to let another woman put herself down. And it's just, I love that so much. Like, I hate the idea like, oh, you just need to just be realistic. If she's a 3 or she's a 4, you just tell them that they're a 4, tell them that they're a 3. Screw that. You're beautiful, period. You deserve good things in life. What good would it do to me to make somebody else feel miserable about themselves? No. I love that as women. I love how we're just like so loving towards each other. I just, oh God, the bathroom. I love going to the bathroom in a bar or like a club, going to the club bathroom. God, you meet a woman and like all of a sudden you guys are like, oh my God, like I love you, you're so pretty, like, oh, like there's, you just connect so much. Oh God, I would not want to be a man. I do not want to be a man. I do not want to be a man. Like, being a woman is just so fulfilling and fun. Like, I love it so much.
Oh my goodness, girl. And speaking of the club, I just love what I love. I always feel safe when there are women around. Men, no. But whenever I see women around, I expect myself to be more than likely to be safe, because I feel like maybe not for pick-me's, but like other type of women, they tend to be very much like if a guy is bothering you, I love how as a woman, you can literally go up to another woman, pretend you know her, be like, oh my God, girl, hey, what's up? And she has never met you a day in her life. She does not know who you are, but she's going to see the guy behind you and know exactly what you're doing and be like, hey girl, because we're like, we stick up for each other. We look out for each other. Like, there have been multiple times where I've gone like clubbing alone or whatever or something, and I'm just looking at a girl and I'm just like, this guy is bothering me. Like, he won't leave me alone. And then they kick themselves into gear. They're like, okay, what are we going to do? They'll pull you away from them. They'll do so much for you. Like, I feel like I only truly fully trust women to take care of other women. I feel like men, I feel like they need an incentive. Like, they need you to be like their mother or something for them to do all that. But like, women will, like, the way we will literally go out of our way to just protect other women, because we know what it feels like to be in danger, especially when like it's concerning a guy. And so when we see another woman and she looks like she's scared, she looks like she needs help, we're already like, boom, you need an angel shot, you need whatever, and we're just freaking there for each other, period. I love being a woman.
I love getting girly and cute. I love being emotional. I love crying with my girls, laughing with my girls, like, you know, talking about emotions and like getting stronger with that, and I just, oh God, especially being a Black woman. Oh my God. I love it so much. I know. The most disrespected person in the world is a Black woman. I know how people treat Black women. They're constantly telling us that we're too ghetto, we're too loud, we're too this, we're too that. I would never date a Black woman. Black women are so this, they're so that, whatever. All these words, all this hullabaloo. But at the end of the day, what's that thing by Maya Angelou? Still I rise. Still we rise. Like, knowing that Black women, even though we are so disrespected, so disregarded, so whatever, knowing that we are the most educated of like everybody else in the entirety of the United States. The fact that we as Black women are the most educated group in the entire country, like we have the most education of every other, not us, big. Oh my God, dude, like, we're so cool. I love being a Black woman. I love it so much. I don't care. Another thing, if I could come back every single lifetime, I don't care about the hardships I face as a Black woman. I would choose to be a Black woman every single time. Shout out to you if you're a Black woman. I'm just saying. Even though people have so many slick things to say about the way that we speak and the way that we look and, oh, we're too dark, whatever, the way we will still show up as 100% as ourselves, and we will create and we will be expressive in the way that we do our hair, the way that we do our nails, the way that we speak, the way that we sing, the way that we everything. I'm just like, oh my God, I freaking love it. I love like being in a public space, not seeing and then we give each other the look. Oh my God, it's like we're connected, even though I don't know you, even though I don't even know if we speak the same language. Like, you could literally be Panamanian, you could literally, your main language would be Swahili, okay? I speak Creole, whatever, but I get you. Esta negrita que va caminando, yeah, like la negrita. If I snort one more time, stop. Anyway, I just love it. I love Black women. I love our beauty. I love our creativity. I love how we still continue to be ourselves no matter what we hear, no matter what we face. I love how we like will be there for each other. And just loving a woman. I just love it. I love it. I love being a woman in general. Oh, you couldn't pay me to be a man. You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me enough money in the world. You'd be like, oh, be a man. No, I'm fine. And I have titties. I love the fact that I have titties. I could just look down. Boop, there they are. There they are. I love the fact that I have titties. So yeah, anyway, I had so much fun talking to you guys. And if you had fun talking to me and you want to see more of my videos, which I know you do, don't forget to like, to comment, to subscribe, and to hit that notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload. And if you are a woman, I love you, and I love you, and I love you. And just when you think I can't love you more, I love you 50 times more than that. Women, queen, power. I should have posted this in March. Woo! Women, pink or not. Yeah. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I love you, pretty. Bye.